And good morning. This is Friday Take. I'm Devin Albertson with Luke Sanders and Jordan Riley. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing good. Kind of nervous. Got to go take the GRE in a little bit today, so.
Well, good luck to you on that. We'll try to make this morning a little lighthearted for you. So
I'm
going to
need the luck, so I'll take it.
How you doing this morning, Jordan?
I'm doing all right.
Well, we're going
to every morning.
I asked him like 4 times last Friday. It's okay.
He did.
I'm losing it.
Just got to fill space, I guess.
A little bit.
He doesn't really care about me.
Well, the games this week for Bearcat Athletics, they have a busy weekend with basketball starting now with the women's team playing Ouachita Baptist on today at noon. I was going to take a pause there for a second to make sure I get their name right because it's weird. Thanks a lot, Arkansas. They play down in Bolivar at noon. And then they play men's basketball. We'll play in St. Joe at 1 o'clock versus Upper Iowa. And the volleyball team tonight versus Nebraska Kearney at 6 p.m. We'll have that game here on X106. Saturday, women's basketball versus Henderson State in Bolivar at noon. Football team will play at 1 o'clock at Missouri Western. We'll be doing that broadcast here for X106. Myself on the call with Trevor Mader and Sean Nino on social media. And then the volleyball team at 3 p.m. versus Fort Hays. And then Sunday, men's basketball versus Northern State down in St. Joe at noon. So a lot of stuff happened this weekend with basketball starting up. Should be a lot to look forward to this year. And we'll start a little bit with the women's basketball team. I know, Luke, you're kind of on their practice squad, honorary member, kind of-ish. What do you see the girls this year, how they looking in practice and stuff like that?
I think that they're going to be really young this year, so we'll have to look out for that. But they're really athletic and really talented. I think that I think that they'll end up like middle of the conference, which doesn't sound like a big deal. But for them, that'd be a huge improvement, and they would be very excited about a season where I think they could probably go just over 500 in the conference. Should be about where they're looking to do. So.
And they are bringing back the MIAA leader in scoring last year, Tanya Meyer. She's also second rebounds at 9.9 a game. So she averaged pretty much 20 and 10 last year. So
really
she was really good. She'll be back this year as a senior. Is she the only senior, or is there another transfer as a senior?
I think both the transfers are juniors, if I'm thinking right.
All right, and then you'll, of course, have Aubrey Benson there at junior, along with Macy Williams and Detlinger, all juniors there. So. And McAndrews also a junior. So there's a little bit of upperclassmen here with a little bit of leadership. The freshmen are definitely going to fill out the roster and bring some depth to the team as well.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we missed last year is we only played 6 people or 7 people most games last year, and
wears you down in the second half. So they have more depth this year. It should be interesting to see how they play. The men's basketball team, they are once again stacked and ready to go. They're ranked first in all the preseason polls. So we'll interesting to see what they had to do today versus Upper Iowa, a playoff team last year. Northwest played in the first round of the playoffs, and the Peacock gave the Bearcats everything they could handle in the first round. So we'll see just how motivated Pitts is in this game, kind of to see if he comes out like he did last year, and they just throttled Upper Iowa in the first game last year because he kind of went off.
Yeah, so I was going to say we beat him by like 20 the first game last year, so. But they'll know what to look for. When we played them first last year, they didn't really know.
Watch out for the 5. They had 5'10". Like, let's Pitts at 5'10".
Ooh, that's generous.
A few inches there. Watch out for him, number one. He might do a few things there Friday versus Upper Iowa.
Yeah, he might score a few points,
And, of course, you have Endow and company, also the transfer with us. Should be interesting to see how he fits into the roster there, kind of playing that Zach Snyder role as the stretch 4. And then, of course, Ryan Welty is also playing that role. I'm not sure who's going to start there for the Bearcats this year, but they should be against all. They're going to miss some leadership from last year with Mosby, Snyder, and Woods, but they should be, again, with the best player in the nation coming back, they'll be pretty good. So.
Yeah, and most of the people that came in now are more athletic than, well, not than Mosby, but
Snyder.
Than Schneider, yeah, for sure. So.
Snyder knows.
Yeah,
he knows.
He knows.
I mean, Coach Mack made fun of him last year for it in a press conference.
Yeah, I mean, he literally shot 3 shots inside the arc. Like, if you have supreme athleticism, you don't do that. So
that's definitely fair. So we'll see what goes on there. Their home opener is not till next Friday when they play. Who is it? Metro State, I believe it is. Man, I totally went blank there. I'm pretty sure they open with Metro State. They do. Their next Friday in Maryville. So same day. Northwest actually hosting Truman State versus Upper Iowa is also playing in Maryville that day, the day right before Metro State. So hosting a little bit of a little mini tournament that's not really a tournament, a little shootout thing. So, and of course, they'll have Truman on Saturday, the 18th. So they'll have a couple home games next week, but they're playing up down in St. Joe two of the next 3 days. So That's a not too far trip there. I'll probably make the trip on Sunday to go see him play Northern State. And then, of course, the football team, they're playing tomorrow down in St. Joe as well, 1 p.m. We'll have that game on X106. Western, they're coming 4-6. They're not really that good of a team, and their starting running back was dismissed from the team a couple weeks ago, so their running game is not as good as it has been the rest of the year. They're still really big up front, but we'll see how Northwest. I'm not worried about the Northwest defense at all. It's just who starts at quarterback, and if the offense can run at a level that's capable.
Yeah, at least something like where you put up more than like 13, 12 points.
And 10. 22 points in 2 weeks. Not good.
No, it's not very good. Not great.
Not great. I have a feeling Baker will start. I feel like that's the obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
At this point, nothing against Martin. I think he has talent. It just there's something not clicking with the team right now, and just Baker has a different feel with the team. He was voted captain at the beginning of the year. I thought Baker was going to be the starter from week 1. He wasn't. They started Martin. Martin showed some promise early on, but as the season has gone through the motions, it just hasn't been clicking.
Yeah, like I don't know him personally, but like just the way the offense looked against Pitt State with 5 turnovers, like you can't do that. And then he still started the next week, and we didn't move the ball for 3.5 quarters, and then Baker came in for 1 drive and scored a touchdown. So I mean, it's hard to not play Baker now after what you've seen so far. The team just looked different too with Baker, and
Baker's better definitely improving the offense a little bit. If something breaks down, he can make a play and still move the chains a little better with whether his feet. He's more willing to run than Martin is, and just making a decision.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I think even if it's the wrong decision, he'll make it quickly. So if he's going to be wrong, he's going to make it quickly. If he's going to be right, he's going to make it quick. I think Martin is just paralysis by analysis at this point in the pocket.
Yeah, I think Baker's something like the Tebow effect too in Denver. Like obviously Tebow is not more talented than Kyle Orton because
at throwing the ball. Yeah,
I don't know if he's more talented than any player that's ever played quarterback in the NFL, but just when he came in, Denver's whole team just played better. They looked different, and that's what it looked like for me on Saturday. When Baker came in, the whole team just played better. So I just think that that's the move you got to make at this point.
And at this point, Anthony Lane, he's done for the year as well. He injured his knee against Fort Hays State. Most likely without both Bishops. I'm not sure how Jordan's doing after that late hit against Fort Hays. And, of course, I believe Jared gets suspended for a game after coming off the sideline, getting a personal foul late, getting ejected. I think if you're ejected, you get a miss at least the first quarter, the first half of the next game. So down a few players, but Northwest with some pretty good depth, especially on defense, they should be able to withstand. I'm guessing Najim Hussein will start at corner in for Lane on the outside. I'm not sure who comes in for him at nickel now, but I'm sure Coach Wright will have that figured out on defense. And Western's not a really big passing team in the first place, so probably 1 week to lose a corner wouldn't be the worst one if you play a team that's not great at throwing the ball, who's been through 3 quarterbacks this year. So that's what we have with that. Yeah, they've had some trouble. They've had some trouble. They're going to start Reno against the Bearcats. So,
okay.
But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got probably one of our best segment ideas ever. Not trying to get too high on everybody, but we're gonna do movie characters if they filmed and did a movie over last season's Bearcat football and basketball teams. The Gauntlet, the team went undefeated in football, only 1 loss in basketball, both won national championship, first time D2 history. If they did a movie, what characters would play who on the football and basketball teams, coaches, some of the top players? Should be good. Also follow us on Twitter. We'll be tweeting out a few of the images of the back-to-backs to see if you guys agree with us or not. So make sure you tune in next segment. It should be one of our best ones here on Friday Take. As here we are back on Friday Take. I'm Devin Albertson with Luke Sanders and Jordan Riley. They make fun of me in the break, as I usually do, here on Friday Take.
Don't act like you don't earn it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, but then I don't need the repetitiveness of it.
I feel like you do. Like, we're just trying to hope that maybe one day you'll learn a lesson, but it's just never sinking in.
I mean, all right, we'll go to college football. Games this weekend. Also tonight, a decent game, actually, for Friday night. Number 9, Washington at Stanford. That'll be decent if you want to watch a football game tonight. It doesn't start till 9:30, so
oh my,
it's late. And then Saturday, 11 o'clock game, number 12, Michigan State at number 13, Ohio State, which is going to be huge until Ohio State got railroaded by Iowa. So now
LOL. Everybody likes Ohio State.
I called that. Just
Take
saying.
that. Ohio State.
No, I get some pretty good ones. I don't know. I did some research on this one yesterday, so should be fun. First of all, Kyle Zimmerman. I just looked up, I just started looking up actors. And Bobby Lockwood, I don't know if you ever heard of him. It'd be perfect. I'm going to tweet out an image. You got to check it out on Twitter. It's perfect.
Who is Bobby Lockwood? You have to be able to at least tell us.
I've never heard of that.
Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to tweet it out right now. Look at it. You can't tell me that Bobby Lockwood could not play Kyle Zimmerman in a movie.
All right, I had Dave Franco playing Kyle Zimmerman. They got the hair. They got, I don't know, just something about it. I mean, I don't think they look like super alike, but
I can see that. That's not a bad comparison.
they both got that frat boy look, you know.
That's Bobby Lockwood.
All right, let's see this. Who'd you have for Zimmerman?
I mean, I couldn't really think of a good enough one, but I think Franco's a pretty good.
This Bobby Lockwood might be, but I've never heard of the guy. Like, you got to be.
I'm sorry.
When you start
okay.
your thing, you got to at least research enough to tell us what he's in or something like that.
Well, that's the best part. He's not in anything great, so that way this will be his thing. This would be his go-to. He's a British actor, I guess.
He'll be a famous.
He's British? No, Devin.
He could make it work.
We're not filming.
I trust his acting skills. Okay.
All right.
I trust his acting
I'm still
skills.
not seeing the same.
He was a child actor.
So was everybody.
He was in Dunkirk apparently. As Abel Seaman. I don't know.
Is that one of the 7 words you can't say on radio?
No. We're good. We're good. Okay, so there's the first one there. We'll circle
All right,
back.
that's not bad.
That's not bad. You see him, it's
not
okay.
bad.
I
see it.
It makes sense. Okay, when you actually look at the picture, that's why I said follow us on Twitter, so mine will make more sense if you see it on Twitter. We'll go to the head coach, Adam Dorr. What do you guys think for that one?
I got Kevin Nealon. I was just looking through actors, and they look a lot alike. You might want to get a back-to-back on that one, too. I didn't prepare all these back-to-backs, so Devin's going to have the advantage here.
What's the guy, the guy from Pawn Stars? The head guy.
That's pretty good.
Rick.
Yeah, Rick. That's who I was thinking. I like that, Rick.
That is pretty good. I had Jason Statham because he's crazy. I feel like he would do a decent job playing Adam Dorrell. I had, especially the pictures that I found of both these guys. That's my biggest thing is I just found so many good pictures of these guys looking in the same poses, and it's they could definitely play them in a movie, especially when I just tweeted out because they have both of the sunglasses on, so it would work just perfect, and they're both I don't know. I think it would work pretty well personally for that one, but the Pawn Stars one is pretty good.
I appreciate it.
How about Rich Wright?
Woody Harrelson.
I got Scott Van Pelt playing Rich.
Oh, that's a good one, too. I didn't even think about that.
I know he's not known for his acting, but he's going to make a twist into the movie scene right here.
Yeah, that's way better than mine.
I have Ed Harris.
Who is this?
You don't know Ed Harris?
No. Do you know who Ed Harris is?
He was Coach Jones on radio.
Okay.
You don't watch radio?
No.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna figure this out. Why you haven't watched radio?
No, I haven't.
That's one of the most iconic sports movies ever.
I think he'd be perfect. He just has to shave just his he has a little bit of the patches there. If he just shaved that, he could pull off Rich Wright, no problem.
Okay, yeah. You're right.
I was showing him this. You're gonna have to hold it.
Okay, yeah, definitely could see that with some of your stuff.
I'll give you some picks, and then you can twin them out back to back after.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to comment on some of the ones I just tweeted out and other options for some of these roles. What else was Ed Harrison that you would have known? I just looked it up. I looked it up yesterday, and now I can't find anything. So.
Because he's not in anything. You're literally naming made-up actors.
No, I'm not. You haven't seen radio, so I want to hear it. I mean,
that's
it's
true.
a really good movie. So now I'm going completely blank. I'm looking through his. He was in National Treasure, Book of Secrets.
Oh,
Wilkinson.
I just Googled him. Okay.
Now you know who he is. Now you see it.
Never seen him in my life.
Wait. Wilkinson, like the bad guy?
Yeah.
Wilkinson? All right. Wait,
Yeah.
what's his name?
Ed Harris.
Okay, I know who Ed Harris is.
I can't believe we don't know who he is. I mean, I thought that was a given. I thought that was an easy one you would know, but I guess not with Luke, so not with his. How about Jonathan Baker? Backup quarterback comes in semifinal game for that one.
Who you got?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Dev, who you got?
It was hard to find a guy who would match up to Baker's looks. I'm just kidding.
What about Mark Wahlberg on that one quarterback movie where he's Philly's quarterback?
Invincible.
When he's invincible, that's a decent one. I mean,
I got Channing Tatum.
we'll have to tweet out his when we get later because we'll have better pictures for Baker's. I didn't do enough on his to. I had trouble finding his, so those are two good ones.
I thought Channing Tatum would go with Dave Franco, so
that works. There's some good-looking quarterbacks.
They're kind of backwards because, like, I feel like if you made a movie with those two and you just cast it randomly,
Channing Tatum would not be a backable to anybody.
Channing Tatum would be the starter, and Dave Franco would come in. But
yeah, but also he comes in and saves the day.
That's true. I don't know. It's tough.
I feel like Channing Tatum wouldn't be a quarterback to begin with.
That's true. He's also massive.
Yeah, but, sometimes quarterbacks are huge, You got to do what you got to do.
We're making JB look great in the movie. We're
Yeah.
not going to lie here. Sean Bain Jr.
Oh. I got John Boyega. I don't know if you know who that is. He's the guy from Star Wars, the First Order guy that switches at the end. That's the only thing that I know that he's in. You guys probably don't watch Star Wars.
I do, but I'm drawing a blank and we're on this one.
Who
is it again?
I don't know.
The First Order guy that switches. The main character.
Okay, yeah. No, sorry. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, okay? I'm sorry. I don't have amazing recall. You haven't seen radio. I don't want to hear it.
That's a fair point.
I have the guy who played the lead character in Race, Stephen James, playing Sean Bain Jr.
I don't know who that is either. Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
You can't tell me this dude
Luke's
does
is a
not
good one.
look like
Luke's
Sean Bain
is definitely
Jr.
That's definitely a good one for Luke. So that's definitely. I'm gonna get his picture up in the same tweet here. What's his name again?
John Boyega.
Okay, how do you?
That's a lot better.
B-O-Y.
Okay, there it is.
That's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yep. So I'm definitely gonna get this picture up and going here. Next one. Let's see who we got here. Bevins.
This one was by far the hardest for me. I don't know. I ended up picking Brian Bosworth. Like, they don't really look alike, but they're both big guys that play football, so.
It works.
And Bosworth has played football acting in the past, so he'd be good.
And football.
He has played football. He's pretty good. Except for he got steamrolled by Bo Jackson.
Well, that happens.
Yeah, Bo Jackson's really good, so you can't really. All right, so I'm just trying to get all these Twitter things going. So you guys would keep talking, that'd be great.
You just got to pick somebody that's like as big as a door frame, and that's going to work.
That's why I had some random guy from Game of Thrones who's just massive, and I'm like, I can't say this guy's name, but you know what? He's huge, and so is Bevan, so I think he could pull it off.
I want you to try to say the guy's name.
I can't. It's not going to happen. I mean, first of all, I'm not that talented to pull out names and try to say them right on the fly. Just not there, and it's not an American name, so it's definitely.
Devin's like, I only speak English.
It's definitely like
me with any of your
it's
other
definitely
languages.
like Lithuanian, so it's only you have to go to like overseas to find someone Bevan's side who's an actor who can play him. So that's how it's so difficult.
All right, we'll move on to the next one. Who you got for Cass Waddle? I think we all got the same for this one.
Thor.
Yeah, I picked Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
That's like a given.
It fits.
Straight up, he got the long blonde hair and everything. Now that Cass cut his hair, though, he'd be harder to cast. But
You cut his hair? I haven't seen Waddle, so.
yeah, didn't he cut it this year?
I
don't think he's had long hair all year.
See, I haven't even seen him, so I might have actually seen him, just didn't recognize him. So, I mean, I don't think I would miss seeing Cass Waddle walk by, but.
All right, I know Devin came up with this one, even though it's kind of obvious, like all of us have thought this before, but Jack Young, Devin, who you got?
It's definitely Conor McGregor. And I have a great picture to tweet out here in a minute once I get caught up. I'm doing Cass Waddle right now, but we have a great picture for those two because it's just perfect.
I mean, I've always thought that they act the same. They look pretty similar. Like, that's just a spot-on comparison. Also, something to be mentioned, our budget for this movie would be ridiculous. Like, holy cow, you got to pay Dave Franco, Channing. I guess we could take Lockwood to save some money because no one's ever heard of him. We could give him like $5 to be in our movie.
I don't think Conor McGregor
Chris
would even
Hemsworth.
consider this.
Channing Tatum.
We'd also have to
Conor
definitely limit McGregor's language in the movie because I don't know.
I don't think.
No.
I mean, if he's playing Jack Young, probably not.
That's fair.
We're all adults here. We can handle it.
This is gonna be this is gonna be like an R-rated movie.
It's gonna have to be.
Conor McGregor's in it, so.
All right, there we go. There's the Conor McGregor and Jack Young. I just tweeted out. It's a pretty good because they're both pretty much in the same pose. So because Jack's crazy and so is Conor. So it's just perfect. There's no match better for those two than that right there.
All right, we got Clayton Wilson. This one was also tough for me because there's not actors that are like big and tall like
I feel
that.
like you'd have to pick another MMA fighter to be Clayton Wilson.
Ooh, definitely possible.
I just picked someone that wasn't as tall. Like I just gave up on finding someone as tall as him.
Who'd you take?
You guys know who Tom Hardy is?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's in a
he
lot
sounds
of movies.
familiar. Okay,
He's just super jacked, so I picked him.
yeah, I can see Tom Hardy. Yep, definitely. So that's definitely a good one. We'll make sure we tweet out more of these back-to-back after the show's over. It's really hard to do that on the fly.
Yeah, and you should probably just wait because we're not very good at taking over when you're not paying attention.
That's,
So.
that's definitely true. I took Theo James just because you needed some guy who looked rugged. He was also ripped.
Yes, and the girls will be happy about that one. So.
Exactly. By the way, this movie, as you said, is ridiculously expensive. I'm sure Hollywood would do a better job at casting than us just because they'd actually you know what? We don't need Theo James to play the 18th best role in the movie.
Dude, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah,
Either him or Tom Hardy would be ridiculously expensive.
At this point, who you have play Mel Churchma?
All right, we got
This is great.
we got Roy Williams playing Mel Churchman.
They look almost exactly alike.
They are pretty much
Let's
the
be
same
honest.
person.
Have we seen them in the same room at the same time?
No.
Probably. You just wouldn't know it. You would have just thought you saw Mel twice.
Why can't you see Roy twice?
Because Roy's stupid.
Mel's probably the better option between the two.
I'd rather have Mel coach my basketball team than Roy Williams.
I mean, Jedi mind tricks.
Yes, dude.
That's why I said Yoda.
That's funny.
That's all we really got for the football team. You guys have anything for Phil Jackson III? It was really hard to find someone.
Okay, I picked this random football actor. His name's Pooch Hall, and he
Okay.
played in The Game. I just looked up
The Game?
Yeah, he looks like him kind of, so
Okay.
rolled with it.
All right. I didn't really have a whole lot for I don't have a whole lot for the basketball team except for Pitts. I have Bow Wow, Shad Moss playing him.
Oh, yeah.
So
I like it.
Yeah, dude. I was like, he goes, Devin, we're at lunch, and Devin goes, I'm going to play Shad Moss. And I was like, dude, I would just play Lil Bow Wow. Devin texts me later. He goes, that's the same person. I was like, makes total sense.
we're on the same page, kind of. We're on the same wavelength for that one at least.
Maybe a little bit.
How about Coach Mack? Do you guys have anybody for him?
I like Ben Stiller.
Ben
still.
Stiller.
That was a good one.
Ben Stiller. That's definitely. He could definitely pull off Ben McCollum on the sideline as well.
That's hilarious.
Be a ridiculously expensive movie. Forget Ben Stiller. That's a big role with Coach Mack. So how about Zack Snyder?
You're going to have to Google this because it's some guy you've never heard of, but his name's Michael Rosenbaum. And he's just, he looks quite a bit like Snyder. He's just tall and bald. So.
Zack Snyder should play Zack Snyder because there's only one Zack Snyder.
Okay.
I kind of thought that for Mel Churchman too. Like Mel might play himself. Mel would be like, no one else can be me, even though Roy Williams is me. But it's fine.
Endow. You guys have playing Christian Ebu Endow.
These were hard.
It's hard to find someone who's 6'7".
I ended up picking Steelo Brim. Do you know who that?
Yes. Yes. Stilo.
We're definitely going to tweet some of these out later on so you guys can get a better.
Yeah, most
look at-
people should know who that is. He's
This-
He's the ridiculousness guy,
Okay. All right.
not Chanel. So,
Yo.
Oh my gosh.
dude, Chanel will not be anywhere near our movie because I can't handle that laugh.
Oh. Do it for us. What's the laugh?
She will not. No, I can't do it.
If you've never heard her laugh,
I've
look
heard
it
it,
up.
but
Yeah, dude.
we're not playing
if
it
you
right
want
now.
to cry today, just go ahead and pull that laugh up,
I'm not
or
gonna.
make your ears bleed.
Yeah.
It'll do.
We
one of
might
the
we
two.
might just leave the next segment with it.
No, dude, don't do that to
You
the
definitely
people.
should not do that.
Mosby, who's playing Demo.
Okay.
Do not. I swear, if you tell you what I think you're gonna say, he's a foot shorter than Mosby.
There is quite a big height difference, but Bruno Mars should play Devontae Mosby. I picked another one because I knew you'd be salty about it.
Look, he's 5'4".
And it's
You wouldn't be able to tell him to play Jordan.
Mekhi Phifer. You probably don't know who it is, but he plays Future in 8 Mile. So
You should know who Mekhi Phifer is.
I'm just
it's Mekhi. So.
okay. Yeah, I can see that. Definitely, especially with the hair, you could change the hair a little bit there.
Yeah, you got to give him some hair.
Yeah.
Did we decide not to put Michael B. Jordan for anybody? Because I feel like he was a pretty good pick.
Who did we say we were going to put him for originally?
I'm not sure.
It was somebody on the basketball team. I don't know. He could play in Dow too.
Well,
instead
could
of
he
Stevens.
play-
He's not very tall, though.
Could he play
Yeah.
Woods?
I got someone for Woods. That's
Who do you got for Woods?
Jason Derulo is going to play Anthony Woods.
Jason, I haven't heard that name in so long.
That makes yeah, I see it.
Oh, my.
Oh my goodness. Brett Doherty,
I cannot think of anybody for Brett. So,
Tyler.
Kristaps Porzingis is playing Brett Doherty.
We just have Tyler Doherty play Brett Doherty.
That would be pretty awesome too.
Is there another Doherty brother?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We haven't had him yet, so he can't count it.
And of course, the narrator would be Morgan Freeman
No,
because
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
Have you ever watched a Lincoln commercial? I mean, half of them he doesn't talk in, so I don't know if you count those ones, but the other ones,
Those commercials low-key creep me out.
dude, they're so like.
I don't know about you.
How could you be
but
so cool that you get a freaking TV commercial where you don't have to say a word?
You get paid.
You literally just sit in the car and drive.
Have you
and
seen
that's
that,
the commercial.
that new alcohol commercial where he's like walking down the street and he like looks back at that woman walking down the street?
No,
That's a creepy commercial. I don't know, but
dude, Matthew McConaughey's just too cool to be a normal human being. Like he's got to be like from some other planet or something. Too much swag.
So I still think Morgan Freeman because him narrating anything is.
I mean, that's true, but
He's
I don't want it to
legendary.
seem like we're doing some like nature show or something though.
I mean, okay, that's fair. So, I mean, did Morgan Freeman narrate Life or something?
Pretty much, yeah.
wasn't he in Ted too?
Yeah.
Didn't he narrate Ted?
He did narrate Ted.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's narrated a lot of things. I mean, he's got that perfect voice for it.
Yeah, so we'll have more of a. It's probably better to follow us on Twitter for this one, so you can actually see what our picture would look like. 'Cause it's really hard to do this for a radio segment, and explain why we have it. If you just look at it, it's like, okay, that works. Also, our budget is ridiculously high, so we have to film it in Maryville because we can't leave.
Yeah, dude. If you think any of these people will ever step one foot, besides maybe Bobby Lockwood, he's our only hope.
Ever since
I mean, I haven't heard of Lil Bow Wow in about 20 years, so he might need some money too. So we give him like $10 and a free meal at the Union. He might show up.
He might bolt after that. So yeah, that's our segment for.
We could trick Kristaps too. Based off his interview, I don't know if he knows a whole lot of English, so we could just tell him we got like a basketball game.
Do you
here.
feel like you're ever out of it? No. Can you give vibe on that? Thank you. Bye. That was great. Good thing he's good at basketball because he can't speak in this country right now because he's still learning because he's only like 22.
Yeah.
He's only 2 days older than me, I think. Or is it 1 day younger? He's right like the same.
What are you doing with
3
your
days.
life, Dave?
Exactly. I'm just here at Northwest. I'm not
It
actually
makes
like.
me feel sad.
I know, right? It's like, oh yeah.
There are
I'm just here so I don't get
19-year-olds playing NBA basketball.
And I am doing this. Right now.
Yeah, and we're talking about him.
Yes, we are. Yeah, he's 2 days older than me. So, and he's dominating the NBA.
You got 2 days. Don't worry.
I got 2 days. Yeah, I got those.
Get on
2
his
less days
level.
is why I'm behind. Not that he's 7'3" and crazy good at basketball. I'm just here.
6'5" and
Yeah,
Take it or
a
leave it.
decent rec player.
slightly above average rec player.
I thought I played well yesterday, but I guess not.
Hey, we ain't judging you off of 1 day, Deb.
No, this isn't a 1 day judgment. Okay, that's fair. What?
Oh man.
Do you have anything else to add for these lookalikes for the movie? What are we calling the movie? What's the name of this?
Gauntlet.
The Gauntlet? All right. The Bearcat story. Gauntlet, the Bearcat story?
No.
Fine. Sorry, I went too far, I guess.
Why would you add a Bearcat story?
We should have a real life Bearcat in the movie somewhere.
Do you know those are the ugliest
I
things.
know. I mean, just like keep it low key, just like running around.
Oh,
in the
it could be
background.
like the peacock from. Yeah.
Those things are ugly.
Just
Yeah, but it's
run-
gonna attack one of our high paid actors, and we'll be screwed.
We don't have enough money to pay their insurance.
We'll just be like, it'll start with these people. Like, we'll act like we're casting these people. And then when people actually watch the movie, it'll be like us playing these people.
We're doing all the rules.
Yes, me, Devin, and Jordan are going to fulfill all of the roles. That's going to be weird. The only one I can remotely see is Devin being one of the bigger dudes.
Just backup lineman.
Because you'll have a helmet on and they won't see you.
Exactly. Just a backup lineman. So,
If you shaved your head, you could be Doherty.
I mean, I would be okay with that, but it's a role in a movie, so I'd be in. So, but he's also, I'd just work my left hand.
Yeah, you'd have to work a lot on your left hand.
I wouldn't take very many shots in the game anyway in the movie, so
Yeah, that's
just get
true.
the 8 foot rim out there so I can actually dunk it in the game.
The cutscene will be at the 8-foot rim.
Just bring it down. I'm like, got it.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're going to break. We lost
We'd have to
it.
film the whole thing at the mini hoop.
I'm sure those rims can go down at Bearcat Arena. I'm sure they could lower them for me.
They could put them like all the way down to the ground like they do, and then maybe Devin could dunk it.
Okay, I'm going to up and get it. Oh, my. Okay, we're taking a break. We'll be back. We'll talk some football. I'm not sure NFL or college. We'll talk something here next on Friday Take.
No, they do. They lost to Iowa. Bad.
I don't know. Iowa's where playoff dreams go to die.
Iowa was 5-3, and they beat them. They put 55 points on Ohio
Dude,
State.
Iowa-
There's no excuse
They
for
got an
that.
explosive offense.
There's no excuse for that. I don't want to hear it.
That wasn't a great look for Ohio State last week. I am glad I took Iowa minus like 18 when it came out.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of points to give Iowa. I know that it's Iowa, but they end up destroying Ohio State. So that worked.
I just had a
I
feeling.
was very pumped.
Also, Ohio State is a 17-point favorite of Michigan State.
Really?
Yeah, I might take Michigan State in the points there as well.
I don't know. When teams get embarrassed, they usually play well, especially well-coached teams. So
And both these teams are well coached, though.
yeah, but Ohio State's way more talented than Michigan State.
Maybe. I totally agree. Yes.
I was about to say, jeez.
Next game also in the morning in ABC/ESPN2. Number 15 Oklahoma State at number 21 Iowa State. Iowa State kind of surprised of college football this year.
Yeah, their new quarterback's pretty good. Yeah, I like Oklahoma State in that game though.
For sure. Oklahoma State. Their offense is like unstoppable, in case you didn't watch last week's game against Oklahoma.
Or the Big 12 defense is just bad.
Okay, do not take away from Oklahoma State's offense. Mason Rudolph is a baller.
Yes, he is.
I mean, Oklahoma's defense did hold Ohio State's like 17.
I'm
And
just
not to
saying.
mention Oklahoma State has like two of the best receivers in the country.
They do, yeah.
But I do feel like the corners are all trash in college football. So
That's fair, but still.
I mean, like, honestly, you could sign me to a smaller scholarship than you're paying those people, and I could get burnt. Promise.
Bet. Top 10 matchup on 2:30 on CBS. Number 1, Georgia at number 10, Auburn. Georgia's only a 2.5-point favorite on the road.
I hope Auburn wins.
I think Auburn's gonna win.
I think Georgia wins still.
It's
I do like Stidham, though, for Auburn.
Yeah, I like the quarterback matchup for Auburn. Both teams have really good defense. It's gonna come down to who can score 14. That might be the number.
Over-under is 47.
Well, they're wrong.
How many points did Georgia score last week? It wasn't very many.
Who did they play last week?
I don't remember. I don't
Oh,
think
they beat South Carolina 24-10.
Yeah.
I mean, but they beat up on Florida.
Oh yeah.
Well, Florida's bad.
Florida's
So did Missouri.
They're garbage. Garbage.
Yeah, I still think Georgia's win this game. I think that they'll be able to run the ball just enough to beat Auburn. They're on the road. I think it'll be a good game though, back and forth. Definitely close spread.
My final prediction is Auburn 17-14.
I'll go 21-17 Georgia.
Oh, that's a lot of points.
It's close. I mean, it's still under the over/under. So,
I would, if I was a betting man, I'd for sure take the under there.
and then watch this gonna be a shootout, and you'll be like, I don't know anything about college football.
I don't know anything about college football. Every time I think I do, something changes. So I
Uh,
thought the Ohio State and Penn State were both pretty good teams, and then they both go lose to not good teams, and you're like,
Who did Penn State lose to last week? I forgot.
Michigan State.
Okay. Next game here, stay in the Big Ten, 2:30 on ABC. Number 20 Iowa at number 8 Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's got to win if the Big Ten wants any hope of putting a team in. I'm gonna go with. I think that they will beat Iowa, especially since they won't take them for granted, like because they just killed Ohio State. And Wisconsin matches up better with Iowa, more physical.
And I don't like taking teams who come off a big upset win like that and have to go to the road the next week, riding that high, because I feel like they underperform the next week. So I'm taking Wisconsin to win that one at home. I think they're going to advance to 10-0 on the year.
Wisconsin can run the ball.
Yes. Jonathan Taylor, good running back for him. 1,300 yards already this year.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. So, but Nathan Stanley for Iowa. You saw what we did to Ohio State last week. But Ohio State secondary is suspect to decent quarterback play.
Yeah.
I mean, Mayfield, he really tore him apart early on, but Mayfield's tearing really big apart right now.
Yeah, Mayfield's kind of good.
But even, like, Indiana's quarterback tore Ohio State up for a half. I'm like, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, dude.
It's Indiana.
They're not good.
So
You know who didn't tear him up? Tanner Lee, because he's pathetic.
Tanner Lee's good, all right?
Nebraska's just pathetic as a whole.
Oh, you're not wrong, dude. They're so bad. Mike Riley's going to get, which is unfortunate because I like him. He recruits well. You got to give him more time than that, but it's fine. It is what it is.
Number 2 Alabama at number 16 Mississippi State.
I like the Bulldogs.
Bama 2-touchdown favorite.
I will definitely take the points.
Yeah.
Bama is not, like, they're still Bama, but they're kind of not Bama. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, they're not dominating teams. Like, the LSU team that they,
Should have rolled.
yeah, was a close game for 3 quarters. LSU lost to Troy.
They paid Troy to lose.
And not
that
the
team.
Empire. We're talking about the Troy Trojans from like Alabama.
They literally paid
I
that
literally
team
don't know
almost
where
$1
they're
million.
from. Like, that's how not good they are.
I'm pretty sure it's Alabama.
It's probably Troy, Alabama, but it doesn't matter. That's the point. They lost to Troy. And Alabama beat them by, like...
It is Alabama. I'm surprised I knew that. So
I'm not.
Points
You know
for me.
all this pointless stuff.
I mean, that's fair. So
Imagine if you could, like, take that brain capacity and use it
for
something.
anything productive.
Yeah. Devin could be, like, a neuroscience engineer or something.
Nah, sports.
He's like, nah, I'm going to know where Troy Trojans play.
He knows the hometown of every Division III school in the nation.
That's not true. D2 is the lowest I go. All right.
He knows every D2's stats.
You're missing a really big game this week.
Which one?
OU, TCU.
I'm getting to it.
Let's get to it.
Next up, number 3 Notre Dame at number 7 Miami.
There's so many top 25 matchups.
Yeah, this is the second best matchup of the week. 2 top 7 teams. Catholics versus convicts. Let's go U. Let's go convicts.
Let's go Cons.
Yeah, Notre Dame's trash.
I actually think that they're good, which is makes me think that they're going to lose now because I.
That's what they do every year is they get people to think they're good, and then they just...
But Miami's also not as good as their record.
It's a weird matchup for Miami because they're not as big up front as they need to be to play Notre Dame.
I told you if Notre Dame beats NC State that they're going to run the table because Miami doesn't match up with them well. But now that I think that Notre Dame's going to run the table,
they're going to lose.
they're probably going to lose to Miami. So I still got Notre Dame by probably a touchdown or 2.
They're a 3-point favorite in this one on the road.
Yeah, I'll take them with the points. Notre Dame's run offense is just really, really good.
Yeah.
And their defense is stacked up front.
And they have a little wide receiver who is an awesome return man.
Yeah, I was going to say, but their quarterback can't throw, so you don't have to worry about the passing game.
He can run, though.
He can run.
He can definitely run. So, kind of a throwback in this game, as we said, the Catholics versus convicts. They had the 30 for 30s a lot on this one. So, should be a fun game to watch there Saturday night.
Yeah, there's probably going to be some fights.
I like it.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm taking Miami, though. I think they're going to pull off the upset and beat Notre Dame, stay undefeated. Have a chance for the college football playoff. They beat Clemson the last game of the year. They beat Notre Dame. So, up next, matchup Jordan's been wanting the whole time. 7 o'clock on Fox. Number 6, TCU at number 5, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a touchdown favorite in this one. I'll let you go, Jordan.
I'm just really excited about this game.
This is your OU team.
Because if they win this game, they're going to win the Big 12 outright.
I think they win the MIAA too.
Yeah, probably.
They would probably win the MIAA. Yes, you're right.
they're gonna win they're not gonna win the Big 12 since the Big 12 has the championship game now. But they'll at least
Be regular.
they'll be the regular season champs, and there's a good chance if we beat TCU, and one of the top 4 teams lose, that they'll make the playoff.
They might be able to jump Clemson this week if they beat TCU back-to-back top 10 wins. It'll be hard to keep them out over Clemson for that 4 spot at this point.
And it doesn't matter. I think that one of those SEC teams, well, obviously one of them will lose, and I think that if you go off resume, if college football playoff is consistent as they say they are, there's no way that a 1-loss Oklahoma doesn't get in over a 1-loss Alabama or Georgia. The SEC is absolute trash.
The one thing that
Trash.
they will say is Georgia, if they have 1 loss, and if Notre Dame finishes out with 1 loss, how do you leave Georgia out but Notre Dame in if Georgia beat them head-to-head, both with 1 loss?
Then take Notre Dame out.
But Notre Dame's schedule is so good, it's better than Oklahoma's.
But it's not better than Georgia's.
It
is better. It's
how many
way
top
better than Georgia's.
25s has Notre Dame played this year?
They've had a tough schedule. They still play Stanford, too.
And they play USC.
And their 1 loss is to 1 point on the road. At home to Georgia, so it was a tough game.
But you also got to.
They also beat Michigan State by 20 earlier this year. Beat USC. They throttled them. They beat up on North Carolina State. They beat Miami. They still got Navy ahead and at Stanford. So
I hope that
they beat Miami.
I hope they beat Miami.
If they beat Miami,
I hope they beat Miami and then lose to Navy. Oh boy, let's go.
That Navy Notre Dame game will be done in like an hour and a half. By the way, so much running in that game.
It's true.
Because
No
Navy
teams.
passes the ball literally 3 times a game.
Triple option, baby.
And Notre Dame like 5. So you're right. That game will go quick.
Which is weird in college football.
Yeah. That Oklahoma State game was like a 7-hour game.
That was crazy.
Oh. Yeah, so that's what's kind of going on.
Plus, if Oklahoma, if they win out and they play in the championship game,
They might get to play Iowa State.
they'll probably play Iowa State.
They can get the
Most
revenge.
likely.
If Iowa State beats Oklahoma State this week,
Doesn't matter.
if they lose, they'll be to 3 losses in the conference, and they won't be able to get to it.
Isn't that their second conference?
They lost to West Virginia, too.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
Iowa State needs to win this week if they want to make the Big 12 championship game.
I don't think they're going to beat them.
Yep. So most likely it would be TCU because they beat Oklahoma State head-to-head, and West Virginia also has 2 losses going forward. So it's to be one of those 3 schools would be playing Oklahoma most likely title game. So Oklahoma still could get to the title game, though, because they had that head-to-head over Oklahoma State for that 2 seed. So still a chance for the Big 12 title either way for Oklahoma, but this would be their best chance to get to the playoff. Their only chance to get to the playoff. And I just kind of want to make mass chaos for like a bunch of 1-loss teams that are all
I want
worthy.
Alabama
Plus,
and Georgia to both lose twice, and I want the SEC to have none.
I mean, it's fair.
What if the SEC and the Big Ten didn't have anybody in the playoff?
That'd be crazy.
They'll go to 8 teams immediately.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want to. So that's why I want it to be like 1 loss Oklahoma, 1 loss Clemson, 1 loss Georgia, 1 loss Notre Dame, undefeated Alabama, undefeated Wisconsin, and 1 loss Washington. Just throw a bunch of really good resumes at them. Okay, who are you leaving out that's worthy? That if
Wisconsin should be in.
Yeah, you would
Wisconsin
think.
would be in because
You
they'd
would
have to beat
think.
Penn or Ohio State probably.
Yeah,
Wisconsin has a good resume as it is right now.
I know, but it's just like then people are like, well, you can't leave a 1 loss. Well, they just did, so what you can do about it? It's like you get 8 teams, they'd all get in, they all get to just go at each other, but you have 4, so
They act like 8 teams is too many to make a playoff.
it's
and
4%
really not.
of Division I programs. That's still elite company. I don't understand like the whole thing with that. It's like, well, you can't. It's making it too easy to get to the playoff. No, it's not.
What's the point of having a top 25 if only 4 teams make it?
I mean, FCS and D2 do fine with their playoff, and it's 24, 28 teams. So I think it's 28 teams in D2, and they do just fine crowning a national champion. So if you want,
Yeah.
So-
Northwest usually.
yeah, usually. I mean, you're not wrong 3 of the last 4 years.
Yeah.
It's fine for us, not everybody else.
We got a tough road this year though. So.
Yeah, definitely a tough route. This year to the playoff right now, Northwest sitting at the 6th seed in the region of 7. So 7
And
get
we
in.
want to be the 6th seed. We don't want to move up to the 5.
Unless UIndy loses and falls to the 4.
No, because I don't want to go to Hayes second round. So
I'd much rather go to Hayes second round and play UIndy in the first round and guarantee a playoff win than play Ferris State or Ashland in the first round.
you don't want to play at Hayes second round.
I don't want to play at Ashland or at Ferris in the first round.
I'd rather play at either of those places than at Hayes.
Maybe Hayes will lose to Kearney. Not
Oh.
happening. Not happening.
There's the chances of that happening are the same as 0.
Yeah, it's not happening. So, yeah. So I don't want to play Ferris first round though.
I mean, I don't know.
There's no easy game besides UIndy in this region or the GAC
Fair.
school. So there'll be 2 easy schools. Grand Valley might not get in. Be disappointing for them because they have 3 losses this year by combined 11 points to the 2, 3, and 4 teams in the region.
That's not ideal.
So yeah, they've been some hard luck there, including a 1-point loss to Ferris.
But isn't there one team right now getting in with 3 losses? There has to be.
No, they're all with 2 losses, but Tech at 7 plays a 3-loss Harding team who's 8. So the winner of that game's going to be in, most likely, and Grand Valley's at 9 in the regional rankings.
So there is a 3-loss team at 8, though.
Yes, but top 7 make the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
So Grand Valley needs probably Baptist and Tech to lose, and they can jump over those 2 teams to get into the playoffs at the 7th seed. That's what Grand Valley's hoping for right now because they're not getting. They win, they're not in. So they need help. Northwest doesn't. So suck at Grand Valley.
Yeah, suck it. We didn't have
We're
to
making
play
the
those
playoff.
teams, or we probably wouldn't be in.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe. I think we would have beat UIndy. I mean, I don't know how they lost to UIndy. Makes no sense. They played McGee to be a 2-touchdown game minimum. So
All right, Devin.
I'm
That's
just
a
saying,
big team.
just
I have
saying.
no idea, so
I-
we're just going to roll with what you say.
NFL. Does anyone know if Elliott's actually suspended or
He's
not?
actually suspended this week.
So Ezekiel
Which
is
kicks
gone.
me off, dude.
'Cause he had to play last week and just
Destroyed us.
thanks, Bob.
Doesn't matter, though. We would have played man-to-man defense, and Williams, who the frick's heard of him, has 170 receiving
I
yards.
mean, I've
so-
heard of him, but
I've heard of him. You know what I mean.
big games.
I want you to tell me when the last time he was second in the league in receiving for a week was. When you get back to me, I'll let you know. Then you can make fun of me for knowing who he is.
I mean, you should know who he is.
I
but-
do know who
I
he
mean,
is.
that's
My
fair.
point is he
I
sucks.
don't care what your point is. Vikings Redskins. It was a decent game this weekend. Who you got?
Redskins.
Who's playing quarterback for the Vikings this week?
Keenum still.
Yes.
Keenum's still playing.
Hope it's Keenum. Picked him up in fantasy football.
Kirk for life, bro.
I think the Redskins do win this game too.
The most underrated quarterback in the NFL.
I think their luck's going to run out and they're going to lose, like bad, to the Vikings.
Good. Vikings defense is really good.
Yeah, Vikings defense is really good. So,
But, I mean, Case
Um,
Keenum's playing, so.
Texans
You got
Rams
chance.
was going to be a good game until Watson got hurt. Now they have the garbage of Tom Savage in at quarterbacks. That game.
The Rams are going to win by like 30.
Yeah.
Yep, and Todd Gurley's going to run for 1,000 yards, and my fantasy team's going to be pumped about it.
Cowboys Falcons. Even with Elliott gone, it should be a fun game.
I'll take the. Ooh.
I like
I'm
the
not,
Falcons.
I'm not very high on the Falcons.
I'm not either, but I think they win this game.
Is it at Atlanta?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take the Falcons.
Elliott is out, and so is their left tackle.
Yep, I'll definitely take Falcons. Even though Falcons don't really have great pass rushing to take advantage of that, but
If they get ahead, they can McKinley and others can Beasley can get there.
yeah.
So, but I think Falcons, if they get it up early, they can win that game. But it's gonna, we'll see. Of course, this game really shouldn't be that close, but it's played in Denver, so weird things happen. Patriots at Broncos.
What is
Yeah,
it,
I'll
like a
still take the
7-point
Pats.
spread?
I don't even see a spread on here for
They
some
probably
reason.
haven't announced the Broncos starting quarterback yet.
Yeah, there's no spreads for any of these games, though, so I'm not sure what ESPN.
If it's Brock Osweiler, it should be like a 23-point game. Because
You would think.
I know Trevor Siemian plays bad, but he's like 6,000 times better than Brock Osweiler.
It's a
I don't get
touchdown
how
spread
you-
right now. It's a touchdown.
That's what I
I
thought.
don't get how you're not playing Trevor Siemian over Brock Osweiler, but that's
Probably
just me.
because he had like 8 turnovers in 4 games.
I know, but dude, Brock's bad. He's terrible.
Did Brock turn it over last week?
I don't know, but he didn't do anything good with it.
Better than turning it over.
Oh, is it? If he was 3 down every time?
I mean, if it
Yes. Would you rather give the team the ball in good field position or punt the ball?
I'd
Make
rather have
plays.
a chance of scoring.
Make plays.
But you don't have a chance with scoring with either guy.
Make plays.
Well, then they're gonna have to draft somebody or
Play Paxton Lynch.
Chad Kelly, dude, that's the best option.
I mean, Paxton Lynch is just pretty much the best guy ever. So
Paxton Lynch is pretty much Super Bowl caliber right now. At Grant Hopkins.
they thought.
I mean, I was trying to be subtle about it. You just went right at him, so I like it. Monday night game, they're putting the Dolphins on prime time again. They're playing at Carolina.
I'll take the Panthers. I
Jay
wanted to take
Cutler
the
has
Dolphins.
never had this many primetime games in his entire career.
3 in a row.
This is ridiculous.
They had a Thursday, a Sunday, now a Monday.
I don't even know if you count the Thursday.
I think it's the
Thursday
Ravens.
games are trash.
No one watched
the
Sunday
that game.
Yeah, no one watched the Sunday night game versus the Raiders, and now they're playing the Panthers on Monday Night Football. They're just going to destroy the NFL ratings single-handedly.
Yep. I mean, it's
The
also,
Panthers should win that game.
Panthers are a 7.5-point favorite. Actually, 9 in some places. Started at 7.5. It's moved to 9. So there's that. The biggest spread of the weekend is
whoever plays the Browns.
Pittsburgh, a 10-point favorite at Indy. They're a 10-point road favorite. That's a lot.
I'll take Indy on the points for sure. On that.
Detroit's 11-point home favorite versus Cleveland. And then Rams are a 12-point home favorite versus Houston.
Oh, yeah, Houston's really bad.
Yeah, there's some big spreads this week.
I will still take the Rams in that one.
Indy's been playing pretty good recently.
Yeah, I like Brissett.
I will take Detroit to cover. I will take the Rams to cover, and I will take Indy to cover.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
The good thing is the Chiefs have a bye week, so I don't have to watch that atrocious defense. Coached by Bob Sutton.
You always got next week.
Hashtag Fireball.
I got the Giants after that, so we're good.
If you guys lose to the Giants,
I will definitely throw up the white flag. Like, we're not doing anything this year.
I remember.
It's already halfway up for me, dude. If we just,
I'm not there yet.
how are we going to stop anybody in the playoffs that has a quarterback?
I mean, maybe Bob will adjust.
Oh my gosh, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's just why I said hope. I like how people in the broadcast were like, hey, Romo should tell Bob what to do. It's like he won't listen, so I don't know what the point is. Also, the Chiefs are 0-3 when Tony Romo does the game. So as long as we stay off CBS.
Yeah, it's all Tony Romo's fault.
It is Romo's fault.
Romo.
Garbage.
Don't blame Bob or the fact that our people can't rush the passer or cover anybody.
Hard to rush passer when you have 3 guys rushing. It's a really good offensive line.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
What?
Once again, that comes back to Bob, not Tony Romo. It's not Tony Romo's fault. We're blitzing 3 people. Tony, come on.
If
Stop
Tony-
calling
I
those plays.
know everybody was like, hey, Tony can see plays in the future. I'm like, he knows what the Chiefs are running because they run the same thing every time. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out.
No.
But if Tony Romo can call the plays from the press box, and you're telling me your defense can't adjust to that,
Well, yeah, I know. It's like every time, like, well, they played man-to-man, single high safety. Like
Tony Romo would literally call the play before it was snapped.
Every time. He could. Every time.
I don't see
Cover
how it's like
one
a
robber.
I don't see how as a
Cover one
linebacker
robber.
can't do that.
Cover one robber.
Bob Sutton is the novice at Madden.
Hey.
Just playing for one robber the whole game.
Cover one robber with 3 people go in, and then somebody else go devil somebody that's not going to catch the ball.
Beasley.
We'll go devil Beasley. We'll leave Williams on an island with Acker, who can't cover anybody.
And then not have anybody spying Dak in the red zone because he can run a little bit. But anyways.
It's like bashing your head against the wall. Just waiting for one to finally finish the job.
Also, the Seahawks won last night, but they lose Sherman for the year. So, Achilles injury strikes again in the NFL. Yeah, so that's all we really got. Also, I'm really hoping Mizzou beats Tennessee this week so they can officially fire Butch Jones for him. He might not make it back to Tennessee if they lose that game in Columbia. They might Lane Kiffin him, just like you're not getting on the plane.
It's like we're just gonna leave you in Columbia.
We're just leaving you here. Like, get home another way. Your house is already on the market.
It's valid.
So
We're selling. I don't think that's how that works.
We're selling your house.
We're selling your house. He's like, Butch would be like, all right, sounds reasonable.
It's like,
Mizzou's a 12.5-point
You know
favorite.
Butch Jones doesn't understand real estate.
Mizzou is a 12.5-point favorite, and they have like 11 4-star recruits. And
I don't see how Mizzou's
Tennessee
a
has
favorite in
40.
any game.
They're playing well right now. Drew Lock's playing well, and Tennessee's not playing well at all. I think it's more of a referendum on Tennessee.
Fire Butch. Fire Butch.
I mean, they only beat Southern Miss by 14 last week. They also can.
How many points did Mizzou put up last week?
45 on
Yeah.
Florida. 45-16.
I mean, how does someone like Bo Pelini get fired? I mean, like, I was totally for it. Like, I understood the move. But then Butch Jones keeps a job. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm not one to fire coaches midway through the year, especially in college. But Butch Jones is just so incompetent. It's ridiculous.
Well, he should have been fired like 4 years ago. Then he should have been fired 3 years ago. Then
He
should have
always
been
wins
fired
one big game.
2 years
and
ago.
then it's like, oh, look
Then
at
he
that.
should have been fired last year.
I mean,
Okay, actually, 2 years ago was the year with Dobbs. So that year he probably shouldn't have been fired. But every other year he's coached.
So you're saying this stretch where they lost 41-0 to Georgia, 15-9 to South Carolina, 45-7 to Bama, and then 29-26 to Kentucky.
Yeah, that's enough to get you fired.
That's not great. I mean, they did beat Southern Miss last week, so that's
Who?
You should never lose to Kentucky in football.
And they beat UMass by 4, so that's a good.
Is Calipari still coaching there or something?
They lost to Florida on that Hail Mary that wasn't a Hail Mary.
They were playing man-to-man defense on a Hail Mary. Like, you should get fired right there on the spot.
They beat Indiana State 42-7. That's a big win.
Let's go. Keep Butch. Never mind. I'm out.
They still have Larry Bird playing there again.
I'm out on the whole fire Butch Jones.
They beat Georgia Tech by 1. And guess what? They have Mizzou this week on the road, then they have versus LSU and then versus Vandy.
They'll probably beat LSU and he'll keep his job. They'll win against Mizzou, win against LSU, and Butch Jones will keep his job.
I think they finished the year on 3 straight losses, and they don't get the bowl game, and they're like, okay, we finished 4-8. You're fired.
Fired.
And then who they hiring? John Gruden?
Dude, I love
Dude,
John
some
Gruden.
booster offered him $12 million a year. I'd be there for that.
He's getting paid like 8 right now at ESPN to do just broadcast games.
John Gruden's
$12
awesome.
million a year, Devin. Devin, that's $4 extra million.
It's also the same school that his son goes to and his wife graduated from.
12.
The groomers are high in Tennessee
Oh
right
my
now. Will Nebraska get Scott Frost?
I don't know. I still hope we don't fire Mike, but if
Will
we do,
Scott
probably.
Frost go to Florida?
No, he'd pick. I would think he'd pick Nebraska, but he should pick Florida.
Would he pick Kansas? I'm kidding.
He really
I just
should
saw
pick
one
Florida.
ridiculous
He really
Kansas
should
fan.
pick Florida.
Like-
Like, you just can't get people to be like, hey, like, think about it. We got Florida over here. Florida's Florida. And then you're like,
And he's actually
nah, you should come to Lincoln, Nebraska. We got a golden tower
And
on
he
top
is
of
at
our
Central
capital.
Florida right now. Central Florida right now. So it wouldn't be a huge move for him to go from.
How do you sell people to go to Lincoln, Nebraska?
It's
They
definitely
have to
a
be
valid
from
question.
Nebraska.
The winters are cold.
We won the
summers are
90s.
hot. We used to win titles. Now we win 6 games a year.
Bowl eligible.
Yeah.
We make bowl games that are in Florida.
Cali,
so we get to
Nebraska.
go to Florida. They're like, but I could just go to Florida.
Full time.
Not to mention all the recruits.
Yeah. You would. Yeah.
It is
But
what
somehow
it is.
he has been getting recruits there. I don't get it.
'Cause
But we got Tanner Lee, best quarterback
Nebraska
out.
low-key has pretty dope uniforms.
They do. They do have cool uniforms, but that's not a major selling point.
I mean, it would be for me.
Yeah, but Florida has cool uniforms, and they're in Florida. They're
I'm
like,
not.
They're alternate uniforms. I didn't really like the straight Gator ones. Those were weird.
Those were bad.
But like their black and orange uniforms, I love those ones.
Nebraska's just way better. Nebraska's got the uniform game. They really do.
I do like when they go black and red.
Like that's dope, and the retro red and white. That's just
Or I like the all white too because they got the white helmets. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's
So-
stop talking about Nebraska. It makes me sad.
All right. What are we doing this
Guess what?
weekend? Jordan, what about you? What are you doing?
I don't plan that far ahead, Devin.
All right.
Fair.
It's very
Taking
cool.
it-
I'm
I
taking
go
the GRE today.
Good luck. What time
I'm
do you take
back,
that?
and I'm gonna get lit. I'm just. It's either gonna be like I did really well on the GRE, so
Will
I'm
you
celebrating and getting
Will
trashed.
you know right away, or do you have to wait for results?
I mean, I'll know, but that like I won't get the score.
Okay.
So it's either like I'm celebrating, getting trashed, I'm mad, getting trashed.
I didn't want to say it, but that's probably what I'm probably gonna do this weekend.
Dude, it's a college radio station.
That's fair.
It is
The
what it
4
is.
people listen to us. All are probably getting trashed tonight too.
2 of them are in our office. So.
Well, that's fair.
Also, you can catch the show later on YouTube. So we'll be posting that. Also follows on Twitter at X16 Friday Take. I will be calling a 8-man game tonight, semifinal. North Angel working. Don't laugh. You guys both play 8-man too, so I don't want to hear from you two. You two should not be making fun of me for this. You guys both played 8-man. Turn your mics off. You're done. You're done. North Andrew, Worth County, chance to go to the state title game. What? What do you
I
want?
hope they can still hear me on your mic laughing at you still.
Why? Why is that? I get. Well, it's a job, Luke. 8-man football.
It is a job to have to watch that.
No lie.
You guys both played 8-man football.
I played. That's a lot different than watching.
Broadcast.
I play video games. I don't watch people play video games.
It's not the same thing at all. Anyways, I'll be there tonight in Grant City.
Everybody will listen to Devin call this game. It's gonna be a good one.
And then tomorrow, I'll be at St. Joe.
No.
Northwest versus Missouri State on Saturday. I'll be calling that game with
Okay.
Trevor Mater.
See, there you go. Like that's something that I can take serious from you right there.
So yeah, D2 football on Saturday. We'll be calling that, and then Sunday I might be going on to St. Joe to watch the men's basketball team play Northern State. So
What do you call on Saturday?
D2
The
football.
Northwest game.
Yeah, I'm going to say
Oh,
Joe.
okay. I was gonna say I didn't.
We're
think
gonna be
then
on the road
on-
again, second time this year.
Next Sunday, Devin will be calling the Chiefs game. So
And for Mitch Holtis. Kidding. Not even close to comparable.
no, you're gonna be with Mitch Holtis. You're not taking his spot.
Maybe he's sick.
So they call you?
You're the next on the list, right?
Yeah, let's go with that. So yeah, show's over. Hope everybody enjoyed the show today. Luke, I thought you had to leave early today.
No, I said I just can't stay really late because I don't have class. But so usually we stay till like 11 when that happens, and I can't do that.
All right, well, show's over now. So hope everybody enjoyed our segment today. We'll be tweeting out more of the movie character stuff on Twitter at X106 Friday Take. Tweet if you agree or ignore us, like you mostly do.
Do you blame them? Usually your tweets are so bad.
What are you talking about?
That one about Jalen? Oh my goodness.
I thought it was funny.
Get off my timeline.
I like short people jokes. I don't know if they're funny to me.
Well, maybe we like tall people jokes.
Like what?
Did you hear about the 6'5" guy that couldn't jump?
His name was Devin. What are you talking about? I mean, that's fair. That's it. That's the show. I'm done. Done with these two. Just
You're not.
always making fun of me for no reason.
For no reason?
No reason.
Oh, I ain't going to let you off the hook
No
like
reason.
that. There's always a reason.
Made fun of for no reason here on X106 Friday Take.